visit the Rippaverse, you'll see just how I move differently. Got more arm hair than an armchair. That's why they call me Papa Bear, because it is what it is. What it is, ain't it what it is what it is, and that's it. My business got so many factors, and I got so many detractors. Those suckers gonna meet to me, and Iceland's gonna sue me, because it is what it is. What it is, ain't it what it is what it is, and that's it. Got 100,000 comics without any buyers, and a lot of insurance for warehouse fires, because it is what it is, and what it is and ain't it. What it is what it is, and that's it. I sold 3D assets to a bunch of asshats for a pile of cash that's all gone up in smoke, because it is what it is. What it is, ain't it what it is what it is, and that's it. You know a grifter's gonna grift and a scammer gonna scam. Next I'll sell these morons a comic about horsemen, because it is what it is, and what it is and ain't it. What it is what it is, and that's it. You know a grifter's gonna grift and a scammer gonna scam. Next I'll sell these morons a comic about horsemen, because it is what it is. What it is, ain't it what it is what it is, and that's it.
All right, you guys, how is it going for the 106th episode of the Watchfrogs? I'm with my indispensable co-host, Cheese. Cheese is here in the house. He has returned. The prodigal son has returned. Cheese, how you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. Just chilling.
Yeah,
enjoying
man.
all the lovely new stuff in the world.
Yeah, there's a lot of lovely stuff going on in the world. Now, before we begin, I got to do my my spiel really quick, my little intro. So for everybody joining, greetings. I'm glad to be here once again for another exciting episode of the Watchfrogs. I appreciate every single one of you joining as always. Now, before we begin, please be aware, I am streaming on dlive, Trovo, Kick, Rumble, X, BitChute, Twitch.tv, and YouTube. And for those who prefer the audio-only experience of the show, you can head over to Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or anywhere else where podcasts exist. Of course, links are in the description. And there are also a handful of other ways to support the show and to keep me independent. Feel free to head over to my Subscribe Star page, my Locals page, or toss a generous donation in my Cash App. I'll greatly appreciate it. All right, guys, so we're back. We're back together again. You know, we buried the hatchet, and all is good in the hood. My goodness. Jeez. We talked a little bit last night about that debate. What are your initial thoughts, you know, about it? Let the people know what you think.
Well, I think it went a little long in the tooth. I think was kind of the big one.
Yeah.
I think if there were meant to be any points made, like you have to sit through. It's like sitting through Infinity War, and you don't learn anything the entire time.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
It's just one of those things. Yeah, it was pretty rough. Even if Craig did have solid points, I feel like him spurging out and losing his mind and then blaming his shitty behavior on whatever you did, the entire thing got really disingenuous very, very fast.
Yeah, but I mean, if I'm going to try to be as charitable and honest as possible. He presented a video of a vehicle on the moon, and he suggests that the action of the wheel spinning and kicking up the moon dust or the moon cheese, whatever the Earth is made out of, kicking it up in the way that it did, proves conclusively that the moon landing totally happened as reported, and what that moon vehicle did cannot be replicated at all on Earth. Which is, I don't know, we were like sharing videos of like RC cars doing that. There were other various videos on the internet of this so-called rooster tail, and again, it's not really like convincing, because like my whole point about, you know, the moon landing denial stuff, because like again, like I don't do science on the show. Like we've never done science before. I think science for the most part is kind of boring to me. But when I see something or hear something so extraordinary, and I'm not able to verify it myself. My whole point is like, there's no reason really to believe it, and they're so adamant about us believing what they believe. Like, we have to believe it. We have to, and it's not even enough to believe it. Like, we have to say it in the way that they say it. And for more than 48 hours, you know, these people have been coping and seething in ways that kind of exceeded what I expected. Because, like, I told them before the debate that I wanted to kind of like impeach the scientific community. Like, I was being kind of cheeky, but I was being kind of serious too. Because I've seen Craig debate before and he starts spurging out, but I think I got him the most unhinged. So that might be a little point of achievement for me. And yeah, like,
Well,
you know, he just lost his mind. What were you
that's
going
what
to
I'm
say?
saying. I was gonna say, I think in terms of debates, if you go over like the 90-minute mark, like you're gonna be kind of losing a lot of people, and that was kind of my issue. I mean, people all the time were like, moderator, moderator, step in, step in. But I thought it was always funny to where he'd mute one of you guys and then only do it for like 5 seconds.
Yeah, yeah, no, he did that for me, and like he muted Craig, but then he started like he unmuted him literally after like 5 or 10 seconds, and then he just continued his epic chimp out. And
Right.
yeah, I mean, like, how is anybody supposed to learn? Or here's what I was like trying to suggest to them. It's like, you guys are upset that people do not believe the moon landing happened, and there are other individuals on the internet that are saying that the Earth is flat, and you're losing people with individuals like Craig being like, you know, the main ambassadors for the scientific bro community. And like, it's not cool, you know, like, it's not interesting. I mean, they're obviously
I mean,
losing this war of ideas because more and more,
I
because the
was
flat earth community grows the more that Craig speaks.
well, and I was listening to it, not really with like an entirely open mind, but I tried to be like neutral about it to where it was just who's presenting a better argument. And even if we were to give all the points to Craig about it, the way he went about it, it was like you don't get any points.
Yeah, certainly not. And like, he definitely,
Like
you
he
know,
acted like the loser,
yeah,
where
I
he's
mean,
like, "Oh
as
no,
soon
I'm
as
losing,"
yeah,
he
as soon
got
as he
freaked out.
could, he started insulting me. And again, like, I'm not bothered by it. Like, my whole goal was to kind of impeach the scientific community on the internet. And I think I definitely exceeded, you know, I succeeded in ways that I didn't even imagine that I would. So for 48 hours, they have been attacking me personally on like Discord and on Twitter and stuff. And they've been leaving comments. For whatever reason, YouTube deletes them automatically. So cool, whatever. They think I'm deleting them. I'm not. And like, they're accusing me of being a flat earther, and I've never said that the Earth is flat. I've never talked about this ever before. Seriously, they said I'm a drug addict. I'm a fetal alcohol baby. I'm a Giga Chud incel, which is pretty funny. They've also said that I'm like a religious zealot that's pushing my religious beliefs onto people, which I don't believe I've ever fucking done at all on this show, or really online. And finally, you know, they've accused, and along with the religious stuff, they're accusing me of being like pro book banning. You know, they're trying to make the case that, you know, Christians are like oppressing Americans, and like, well, they're talking about the book bans. And I'm like, yeah,
Right.
I'm 100% in favor of these book bans. I don't believe pornography belongs in the hands of a child. I am against teachers, you
Well,
know,
and these are the
putting
same people
porn.
that'll freak out if like, what do you think about putting Bibles in libraries? And then they would totally flip out.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they'll start crying about shit like that. And like, there's a million examples, of course, of the porn that's being shared to these kids, and I'm against it. And a lot of these people were like, well, you talk about ideological conformity. Well, what about this book banning shit? And I'm just like, yeah, I believe there should be like a final solution for people who want to give porn to kids. And you know, I made the arguments that I made here on the show like a million times. Like, look, if I can't do it at a bar or a club, like, you can't do it to fucking kids. Like, you can't present that shit to fucking kids. And I mean,
No.
this is the scientific community in 2024, you guys. If you do not believe what they do, they will destroy your character. They will defame you. And I mean, a lot of people have abandoned God, especially in this community of very special people.
Oh yeah.
And they've replaced it with science. And let's just give thanks to the Lord that these people are physically weak. They're not that intelligent, even though they boast PhDs and master's degrees and whatever. They're not that smart. Because if they were, and they actually held real power, they would physically crush us. It's not beyond these people to send a goon, send goons to people's houses to fucking take you out. And I'm not even fucking kidding. Like I've used this example before, but like a lot of these Democrats, these far leftists, when they're talking about gun rights, they want to, like they type out their fantasies on Reddit where they fantasize about a right-wing conservative Republican male with his white kids and his white wife, and then the ATF bursts into the home and they beat the shit out of him and they take his guns in front of him and they humiliate him and stuff while he's crying in front of the family. And like, this is their fantasy. I believe the scientific community would do the exact same thing. And these people are so fucking full of themselves. These people are awful. And they want to talk with me again on Thursday night. So if you guys are interested, which I hope you don't go because it's probably going to suck. But they want to talk. It's fucking moon shit again. They really want to talk about this stuff. It's with another guy. I don't know his name. Something M Tunes, and some doctor is going to be moderating it. So I'm like, cool. And I told him.
Channel?
Not on Ozian's channel, but Ozian will be there. So I'll share more details in the town square when I have a chance. But I do plan to force an actual conversation, because these people need to answer for their fucking behavior. These people need to be fucking called out. And my whole point is that I want to spread skepticism. I mean, just look at the way, like, I hate to bring this guy up because he's like the boogeyman on the right, but like Dr. Fauci. This guy went on fucking, what was it, CNN or MSNBC or whatever. He's like, I am the science. Fuck you. I don't give a fuck what you think you are. Like, you're not the fucking boss of me, and you're not going to tell me what the fuck to do. And like, these people have been fucking attacking me and shipping out for 48 hours. Like, as smart as Craig may be, like, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. I think him or Ozian, he was like he's like an engineer. He's had 3 businesses. Like, he worked on nuclear submarines. And apparently he's been to space in the International Space Station. Taking him at his word. So, okay, so he's a fairly intelligent guy. But these people are not without flaws. And they can hide in front of the shield of science and objectivity and progress. But the dude fucking copes. The dude's a fucking liar. Like, he was saying, like, I made a cheeky comment about him smoking crack on the stream. He was smoking weed, but who cares? I don't care. I'm not judging.
He turned his camera off, so it was kind of weird.
Well, at first he was doing it off camera, and then he put up a little graphic of the dog, and then he was like, "Oh, it's not a chemical enhancer." I'm like, "Yes, it is." And he's like, "Oh, it's not addictive." Yes, it is. Yale Medicine says it's addictive.
It's the and he might be right about those things, but the way he went about it, and the way
he's
that
not right. He's not right about it. I mean, yeah,
well, no, that's what I'm saying. Even if he was, the way that he went about it, and there was no sense of like middle ground or, oh yeah, I'll give you a little bit of like credit or whatever. It's like, no, I'm right. If you don't say it the exact way I want you to say it, you're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. Shut up.
Yeah. It was bad.
Very rough.
It was almost kind of sad to see because like I made it was a stupid comment. It wasn't even that funny. And I was honestly just being cheeky, like it was just harmless banter. And he took it very personally. And again, these people were coping for the next few days, even Ozian, and he should know better. Like, he's not a stupid guy. He should know better. But Yale Medicine, WebMD, and even the Canadian government, I mean, those are the most immediate primary sources that I can pull up where it's like, yeah, marijuana is addictive. It has addictive properties and it's not good for you. Like, I understand Craig has that disability and like, it's for medicinal purposes. Again, like, I wasn't making fun of him. Like, if you need it, cool. But right, like, but he's clearly lying though. Jabs. Yeah, but he was clearly lying. And as a result, he was saying I was like a drug addict, and all that, like, fetal alcohol baby.
And looking weird.
Yeah, I was tweaking and shit, and I'm just like, all right, man, if you say so. So yeah, it was pretty funny. It was pretty funny, and yeah, I mean, that's just again, these are the people that we're dealing with. These pro-science people, like they act like they're perfect and they act like they're infallible, and they're not. They've replaced religion, they've replaced God, and they're trying to be like gods. And their religion is, I guess, the scientific progressivism, I suppose. Which is a shame because I generally like science stuff. I think it's, we're very blessed to have the internet and other really cool shit like iPhones and stuff. So when people like Fauci and Sam Harris and Craig start using science to beat up people who don't think like them and attack skeptics and assassinate their character and reputation, which, by the way, is exactly what they did. Where's my phone? All right. So before we get into the politics, I mean, if the chat wants, because I did promise that I would read you guys my opening statement. I'm going to read to you guys my opening statement it's not that long. I'm going to keep it short. There's a part of it that isn't really necessary, but I'm going to read it to you. And this is before Craig started chimping out. This is before people started yelling at each other and insulting each other. I mean, there was a point where like I had to defend myself because it was just getting a little too absurd. So yeah, I'm just going to read you guys the opening statement, get you guys' reaction. Before we do that, let me read some of these comments. We got a bunch of commenters in the house. Zombie Bomb, what's up? Roto is in the house. What's up, buddy? Are you still on the Kamala train? Are you still, a coconut boy? Oh, shit, what's going on? Let me see. Kite and Chaz, what's up, Chaz? I love you, buddy. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're healthy. Tell your family what's up. Senior Flash Case. Gio, did you see that Trump had a stroke and died? Fuck off. Morse code. Morse code. Sup, Green Gang. What's up, buddy? Yeah, Green Gang. Dude, the frogs are in the house. The chickens are in the house. The tractors are in the house. The cheesy boys are here. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, let me see what else we got here. The Rooster Tails could be replicated on Earth, but it would be expensive. Correct, for no reason. Or you can just use movie magic. Just to assume that movie magic didn't exist in the late 60s is just fucking hogwash. We love science. Yeah, I'm a soy goy. I love science. Bill Nye, the science goy. Let's see. Gio's just mad that the moon is flat, and thus landing on it gave Notch the idea for Minecraft. Okay. Debate was giving me a headache, so I had to walk out. Yeah, I don't blame you for no reason. Craig has that remarkable ability on people. We have multiple hour tirades of you talking about Flat Earth from when you would play PUBG with us. Shut the fuck up. That is not true. Flashcase is a liar. That never happened. Do not bear false witness or you get the ban, Senior Flashcase. Yeah, Roto the moon. I don't believe we went to the moon, Roto 22. Gio doesn't believe in the moon. He's told me multiple times. That is correct. I don't believe in the moon landing hoax. Saw some short earlier that said the moon is an X-ray map of the Earth. Weed, Joe's tipping his anti-fedora and destroying the science cells. I'm doing my best. And it was actually easy because I didn't really do anything. They did this to themselves. They're impeaching their own character. They're putting on display for the whole world to see who they really are. This is not really difficult to do. However, I didn't think it would get this far. I didn't think this would drag on for as long as it did. Not just the debate itself, but the fucking drama that ensued afterwards. And Ozzy, and if you end up catching the show, man, like I know, like we don't have bad blood or anything, and I know like you try to daddy up on me and shit, but like I feel like there's a good person inside your heart, and I don't hate you. I'm not mad at you. I mean, you weren't the one screaming for fucking 3 hours, so. You and Cheese are back together. Yeah, it took Gio 3 hours to write his opening statement. It actually took 1 hour, and I was on a walk when I was doing that. Moon landing fake. Base, JD Dallas base. Let me just read to you guys my opening statement and everything in this statement. It was like in the cinematic world, we would call that foreshadowing. It foreshadowed events to occur, and they absolutely did. So once I read this, we're just going to go ahead and move on to the politics stuff. We got a lot of fun stuff to talk about with my indispensable co-host, Cheese, who I'm glad is here. Am I recording? All right. Dude, everything is great. Like, I think I really ironed out all the issues with the audio. So, yeah. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this is my opening statement. I think it went really fucking hard. Went hard on the paint for sure. So, here it goes. My mission here is to merely... fuck, I already fucked. Let me get some water. Hold on, guys. Oh, man. Stage fright. Oh, God. My mission here is to merely lend credence and to defend people like myself who reject the regime-approved narrative about the so-called moon landing. I am a natural-born skeptic, a curious individual, and those such as myself who observe reality through a skeptical lens have been smeared, viciously attacked and lied about merely for rejecting extraordinary claims that lack extraordinary evidence. It is not enough for the science enjoyers to be comforted by the lies of the permanent government. It is not sufficient that they indulge in this fantasy of American men on the moon. They have to force it upon the youth of America, and they have to force it onto the laymen such as myself. And to that I ask, why? Why is it so important that the proletariat go along with this moon landing hogwash? Why is it so important to annihilate the character and reputation of any individual that seeks the truth and asks questions? Firstly, I'll articulate clearly why the government is not to be trusted, and then I shall explain how I've arrived at the conclusion that the moon landing is a hoax, and then wrap up my short presentation. My personal philosophy on government conduct is that they are always guilty, and all claims made by any government needs to be supported by concrete or tangible evidence in the year of our Lord, 2024. The government has espoused an abundance of lies, which would suggest that any claim it makes is to be treated as suspect or sus as the youngins, or for the youngins in the audience. And then I cite a bunch of examples. I'm not going to go through all this. And when I wrap up the examples, this is where I pretty much conclude the rest of this opening statement. Now, finally, the greatest lie ever told to the American public, the moon landing hoax. The last piece of American fiction propped up by the quintessential boomer. This boomer mythology is all they have left, and I aim to destroy it. Firstly, the boomer and the science enjoyers claim that American men played golf on the moon, communicated with the president of the United States from said moon, planted a flag on the moon's surface, and left behind human technology on the surface of the moon. If that is the case, I should be able to witness such an achievement with my own eyes. I should be able to verify this independently with the use of readily available technology, however unknown to many and myself a short time ago. There is no way for me to visually confirm the contents of the moon's surface. Even with man's most sophisticated and promising technology, no scientific instrument on this planet has the capability to visually confirm with our own eyes what technology was left behind on the surface of the moon. Instead, we rely on the testimony of science obeyers like Ozzy and Talks and my debate partner, who will no doubt likely belabor you with scientific equations, data points from the United States government, and all this other fancy talk about radiation levels and so on. I believe this is a trick of the enemy. The trick is to enamor you with scientific gibberish. I suggest we bypass all that and get right down to business. If I cannot simply see with my own eyes materials left behind on the surface of the moon, then I have zero reason to believe that American man took that magnificent trip. There's no need to go along with this boomer mythology. I aim to make the case that it is okay to be skeptical of claims made by the government. It is okay to disagree with, question, or be skeptical of claims made by those who worship at the altar of scientific authoritarianism. Only the criminal, the heretic, the tyrant, and those with a duplicitous nature seek to quell open inquiry and sober discussion on these matters. With that being said, I'm a simple man and only wish to defend simple folk along with the revealed word. I aim only to spread skepticism and curiosity, to present a different way of looking at the observable world. As a result of our inquiry, we've endured a barrage of wicked attacks. To that I say, do not despair, and keep pushing back against the forces of progressivism, science enjoyers, and anyone else who wishes for us to worship at the feet of people like Dr. Fauci, Buzz Aldrin, Sam Harris, and Richard Dawkins. There are no scientific authorities. There is only the truth. Nothing more. It's not a crime not to know. There's zero fault in not being satisfied with regime-approved narratives. As this discussion unfolds, I hope to convince you, using only the words straight from the wicked men who wish to deceive you, that there is enough doubt in the moon landing narrative to not believe in it. It is not foolish to reject these claims. We didn't wish for the struggle. They brought this fight to our doorstep. We just wanted to live in brotherhood and peace, but they couldn't let it be. These idolaters and priests of science want only for complete and total ideological conformity, despair, and total submissiveness to scientific progress. Where has that gotten us? The deadliest century in human history, the atom bomb, child genital mutilation, biological weapons, and all sorts of wickedness that is an affront to the Lord in the revealed word. That was my fucking opening statement. And I think it went really fucking hard. Ozian said it kind of upset him. And it was, it foreshadowed exactly what went down after that. Because after I made that, Craig went up and he was just like, let me show you the rooster tail, you fucking twat, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, fuck, man. I'm like, dude, like they just don't understand the simple concept. Like, I don't care about the footage. Like, it's not interesting to me. Gio made me hard with that. Thank you, Flash Case. Dog, that opening statement sounds like it was written by a Reddit atheist. What the fuck? All right, ban Flash Case immediately. Zombie Bomb, I liked it. Thank you, sweetheart. Gio's mad that his $100 telescope can't see a 12 by 12 line. Look, I don't need a $100 telescope. I have a $2,000 phone right here that apparently can see the surface of the moon. I actually thought about doing like a funny skit with my puppet here, with Nate the puppet. Oh, come here, Bubby.
Is Nate the puppet alive?
No, not right now. But yeah, like what I was thinking.
You're wrestling him.
I know, right? I'm just like, get over here, boy. Like I think it would be kind of funny to like Nate like comes home from school and he's talking about being bullied for not believing in the moon landing, and I'm like, well, I got this really expensive phone. Let's go outside, and then it's just like me zooming in. I'm like, yeah, there's nothing there, and like I don't know, it'd be like a really funny skit, I guess. I had to polish it, of course. I just thought about it, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot to joke about here. It's really easy to rile these people up. So the trolling opportunities through the moon, or to the moon. All right, with that being said, we got to get into politics. Let's warm up. Actor Nick Offerman joined Comics for Kamala and sang a song for Republicans. Cheese, have you seen this?
I have not seen this. This is fresh.
I have not seen the entire thing. I've only seen like 20 seconds of it. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go.
Talking, but it's
Buckle in.
Let me go ahead and turn this out. Oh, dude, 3 minutes long. I don't think
What is that? What is on his face?
those look like his pubes.
great because I think there are going to be a lot of
Yeah, but
Republicans who, for
less
obvious
charming.
reasons, are Kamala curious that are going to be tuning in. And so I've written a song for the evening from the point of view of one of these Republicans that might have once been blind, but now can see a way clear to decency.
I don't know Nick Offerman well. Is he a Republican? Like, I know he likes to play the, hey, everybody, I'm the everyman, even though one of my more popular roles is me getting fucked in the ass. Is he like a real Republican or like an actual conservative? Like, who is this guy? Jeez.
I have no idea who this guy is. I thought he was just a Democrat.
No, he's a really popular actor. He does do a little bit of stand-up, but I don't know.
I've never heard of this guy.
Yeah, well, I have not heard the lyrics of this song, so let's continue.
When he mocked the disabled and war heroes, I looked the other way. He said to march on the Capitol, well, if the president says it's okay.
The fuck?
And I don't mind sex with porn stars, I'd do it too if I had the guts. But when it comes to fucking the furniture, well, that's just fucking nuts. So I'm proud to be a Kamala man who has quit the GOP. 'Cause I just can't abide a man who's tried for 34 felonies. And it's time to stand up and face the fact that the men that I once cheered are a bunch of wingnut white nationalists. Well, those guys are fucking weird.
Oh, dude, this is bad.
I love this. I want to make this my ringtone.
It's like, and then we let them fuck our wives, 'cause we're Kamala men.
I love burning tires.
All right, we're almost done. Fuck, dude, this is bad. Oh my god, this hurts.
About sharks and batteries, I find that doddering old man kind of odd. And while I'm no theologian, I thought it rather queer when they said that God let that fireman die, but only nicked Don's precious ear. So I'm proud to be on Kamala's side, where I know I'll never see some spray tan tool denying a girl her ethnic identity. And J.D. Vance looks like a baby's butt underneath that creepy beard. So I'll say it.
Dude, how are you gonna
loud
call
and
someone's beard creepy when you got this shit on your face? I mean, I don't even.
What is up with us? What is up with us using the word like creepy and weird and all that to describe politicians?
It's
like,
only.
have you seen
yeah, I've
half
seen
of the Senate?
Yeah.
Have you seen half of the Senate and all that? It's like, you guys look like turtles and old reptiles walking around up there. What do you guys This is a new insult. What is going on?
Yeah, the Kamala camp, they're saying that like people who vote for Trump are weird and that JD Vance is weird because he has like
Right.
traditional Christian masculine values and stuff, and like he's married with a couple kids and shit. And they're like, it's weird. I mean, I don't know, maybe it is. Not too many people are having kids and families and, you know, living honorably like JD Vance is. So maybe that's weird to these people. I mean, I don't know what's going on with Nick Offerman, but you know, somebody in the chat said it best. Damn, you kiss one dude on an HBO show and become a neckbeard. Many such cases. I know, right? Seen lots of his little skits, and I always got the feeling it's a character he does the same way Stephen Colbert used to be on The Daily Show. Yeah, that's probably true. I can definitely see. I don't really watch pop media stuff, you guys. So you guys know me. I'm like a Luddite when it comes to this shit. The only time I understand something is when I like actually look into it. I don't know. Like I never cared for Nick Offerman. I never thought he was funny. The Nick Offerman like, oh, I'm a Republican dad memes. Like I just didn't care. It didn't seem authentic, and I guess my intuition was correct. The creepy and weird shit is to get a woman vote. Yeah, Flashcase is probably right. Yeah, we're done with this horrible song. Let me see. I did post a funny image, so if I just type in weird. I was trying to get in on it. Holy shit. What the fuck? Oh, dude, there's fucking porn. Never mind. I can't do this. All right. God damn, my timeline is all fucked up. Here, hold on. Maybe if I just look at media instead. Let me see. Yeah, like this. Like this image right here. It's like, yeah, JD Vance is so weird. And it's like the bubblegum duck. Because this is like what the feminists like look like. I mean, people are doing the whole like you're weird, no you're weird back and forth, and it's actually kind of funny. But anyways,
it is, but it doesn't mean anything anymore.
No, not really. I mean, it's like yeah, it's kind of odd being called weird by the fat chick that doesn't have a chance with me. Like it's definitely weird being called weird by drug addicts and pornographers and people who worship Dr. Fauci. Like. I really don't care what you call me. I don't care what you call my president. I don't care what you call Senator Vance. It doesn't bother me at all. So yeah.
I don't care what you call my mom.
Yeah, and her. All right. So anyways, we got to move on. So yeah, what do you know about this Tim Walz stolen valor? I mean, this is the VP pick, and we're just a few days away, everybody, from the Democratic having their own convention in Chicago. I believe it's going to be Monday night. So. Yeah, what do you think of Tim Walz and the claims of stolen valor, Cheese?
Well, that's the thing to where they're like, you know, he didn't do anything wrong. There's nothing wrong here, guys. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Look away. Look away.
Yeah, that's definitely that definitely does appear to be the case. Now, I want to get this. I want to make this very clear. Tim Walz appears to have served honorably for about 24 to 25 years. Cool. You did a working man job. You did an honorable job. As far as I can tell, I don't even care that he fucking got out when he got out. If he got word that he was about to be deployed and he didn't want to fucking go, I literally don't care. The veterans, you know, people who are serving right now, people who know him, if they want to call him a coward, if they want to make fun of him, you do you, boo. I'll support you because we're on the same side. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about being fucking fake and making up blatant fucking lies. This dude never saw combat. He was never shot at. He wasn't in Iraq, but he was saying otherwise. He said that he went to war. So when I say that I'm going to war, that means I'm gonna be slugging it out with Hajis. Here's Tim Walz in his own words, and this was posted by the Kamala HQ. All right, so this isn't fucking like Breitbart or Jack Posobiec trying to dunk on him. This is the Kamala camp promoting folksy FUD looking ass Tim Walz.
Hope woke up like many of you did 5 weeks ago and said, Dad, you're the only person I know who's in elected office. You need to stop what's happening with this. I'll take my kick in the butt for the NRA. I spent 25 years in the Army and I hunt. And I gave the money back, and I'll tell you what I have been doing. I've been voting for common sense legislation that protects the Second Amendment, but we can do background checks. We can do CDC research. We can make sure we don't have reciprocal carry among states, and we can make sure that those weapons of war that I carried in war is the only place where those...
Carried weapons of war in war, eh? You sure about that? I'm not. We got more. Here's another example. While even shitlibs at CNN are reporting on Tim Walz's stolen valor, this fraud doesn't deserve to be anywhere near a position of power.
Walz did make a comment speaking to a group, he's done it a couple of times, where he has used language that has suggested that he carried weapons in a fighting situation. As you know, with your contact with the military, I know from coming from a military family, there is a difference between being in a combat area, being involved at a time of war, and actually being in a position where people are shooting at you. There is no evidence that at any time Governor Walz was in a position of being shot at, and some of his language could easily be seen to suggest that he was. So that is absolutely false when he said that about gun rights out.
You know, so I lost somebody really important to me a few months ago, back in April, and they used to be a firefighter. Their family is full of like electricians and firefighters, working class people, and I have these Clark County firefighter hats, and they're pretty cool, and I like to wear them. That doesn't make me a firefighter. If I went around the internet and if I went around in my personal life saying that I was a firefighter, that's stealing valor. It's not true. I've never ran into a building that's on fire, and I never saved people's lives in that way. And I would deserve a lot of really horrible things to happen to me. Mike Cernovich was I think he stated that he served before or that he went through basic training or something. I don't know the extent of his service. But he made it really clear, like if you're in certain bars in California, like in San Diego or Coronado Beach or whatever, if you're going around saying you're a fucking SEAL or you're a Marine when you're not, or you lie about your service, you're gonna get your ass kicked. They're gonna beat your fucking ass, and you're not gonna escape it. Like there was this girl I used to work with when I was at Tesla, and she was dating a legit Navy SEAL, like the guy who like SEAL Team 6 type Navy SEAL, like he did shit. And those dudes did some really fucking like they fucked people up in stateside over like basic slights. If you lie about your service, if you're being a phony, like you're getting your ass beat. And a lot of people have been responding very negatively to this, and this is not going anywhere. One of our mutuals, Mr. Guns and Gear, if Tim Walz actually had his rank reduced from CSM to MSG, as the document here states, and he's still running around publicly saying he's a retired CSM, then that's legitimately stolen valor. There's simply no other way to say it if it's true. I don't want to watch this whole thing. We'll just watch the beginning.
The public needs to know how pathetic his leadership was as a National Guardsman.
On a 150-year-old farm in Brewster, Tom Behrens hopes his tell-it-like-it-is style will finally get the attention he believes it deserves in Minnesota's race for governor. In a way, he's back again to wage a public war of words against Tim Walz.
He abandoned us, you know. I mean, what the hell kind of leader does that? I mean, he just, as soon as the shots were fired in Iraq, he turned and ran the other way and hung his hat up and quit.
We'll get to Behrens' new message for voters in a moment. But this all starts years earlier, when Behrens says Walz's misleading statements about his military service first led him to come forward in the fall of 2018. So you try to get this message out, but Minnesota's largest newspaper checks it out, says it's 100% true, but yet refuses to print.
When I hung the phone up, I said, what the hell is this, North Korea?
Back in 2005, a warning order went out to the 1st Battalion, 125th Field Artillery to mobilize for a mission to Iraq. At the time, Walz served as the unit's highest non-commissioned officer, but months later, Walz would retire from the Guard, avoid the deployment, and run for Congress. Tom Behrens was next in line for the position and was asked to take his place.
I was like, well, for Pete's sake, if this guy quit, and if I say I'm not going to do it, I mean, what the hell kind of leadership is that? If a company would say that we're going to deploy to Iraq or somewhere and you're going to be gone for whatever amount of time, and then the foreman just says, no, I'm not going. I mean, what does that say to the 500 people that work in that factory?
Behrens would go on to serve in Iraq on a nearly 2-year deployment as a command sergeant major. All while Walz began using that title as a congressman. Behrens says he first contacted Walz with his concerns.
Yeah, so you guys get the point. Dude, like, what do you think of this? Like, were you aware, like, how like insidious the Tim Walz stolen valor shit goes? Jeez, are you there? Dude, what happened to your icon? Hold on, what's going on here? The fuck happened to my Discord? Oh, dude, my Discord crashed. Holy shit. Hold up, guys. Oh, Cheese, are you there?
Yeah, hey, what's up?
Dude, I don't know what happened. It just
don't either.
like
You just dropped out of the call.
I did. I didn't even hear it.
Well, I know,
No,
it
we
just-
lost your
You just
icon.
disappeared. It'll take a second. For
Oh,
the
there we
icon to
go.
come
It
back.
came back. Yay! All right.
You want to turn your stream
yeah.
back on?
Yeah, let me turn it back on. I still have it open, dude. I had no idea that I fucking
I know,
lost
I just-
you.
You just disappeared.
How long was I out for?
A couple seconds. Whenever you
okay.
asked me, it was pretty much. It.
Oh, okay. Let me try this one more time. Window projector screen. Boom. There we go. Yeah. So I
my biggest issue with the Tim Walz situation is that the Democrats aren't making a big deal, but then they're going to make big deals about stuff on the conservative side. That's probably where I don't like it. To where it's like, no, Kamala and Tim are totally innocent and they're totally fine and there's nothing wrong with them. But Trump and JD Vance, they're weird. We shouldn't vote for them because, blah 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 or this or that. Because right now, at least, they're really running on the abortion stuff, and they keep trying to nail Trump for stuff that he either never said or didn't really support, and they just keep thinking that like Trump is running on a like an entire pretty much like a ban on abortion, which isn't true.
no.
And most conservatives aren't running off of that platform.
Yeah, a lot of people don't understand. Most people don't understand strategy. And I'm watching this, and I'm getting really impatient with fellow contemporaries because they're like, "Where's Trump? What's he doing? He needs to go out there and campaign like a motherfucker. Like, look at all this crazy shit. Like, he needs to be attacking Tim Walz harder and all this stuff." It's like, look, the Democratic Party did some shady stuff, and Biden is out. If you're a conspiracy theorist, he got pushed out. They threatened him. They threatened his kids, whatever, and he dropped out. Another more sensible suggestion is that he's just not physically well and he can't do it. Or the regime approved narrative, which is he just wants to pass the torch to a BIPOC lady because I guess America needs it or something. And now we're stuck with Kamala. But I think the reality here is that the regime has selected, at the very least, given Biden the boot, and they got rid of him fairly quickly. And now we're apparently, the Democrats are apparently stuck with Kamala. She seems to have unofficially been nominated as the designated nominee for the general
they're
election.
running as if she's the president, like they're pretty much going to be the president.
Yeah, that too. But it's not set in stone yet. That's what people don't understand. We need to wait for the convention because what people fail to appreciate is that the Republican Party, President Trump, they've spent millions of dollars attacking Biden, and Trump was just crushing in all these states in the polls. Well, none of that really matters now because now there's allegedly a new nominee, which is Kamala Harris, and
right.
What are you really going to blow your load? You're going to blow your load on just spend it all to attack this woman, only for her to be replaced with Whitmer and
Gavin Newsom or something.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it would be fucking insane. I mean, even then, I still don't think that group would win. But I mean, it would hurt Trump too. Like all of this. I mean, it's like 2020 all over again. They will nuke themselves from orbit if it means killing Trump. That's 100% certain. So, we got more stuff. Biden not confident there will be a peaceful transfer of power in the first interview since dropping out of the race. It's very dark.
Have you seen the one where they're like, oh, let's cut to the Joe Biden cam and he looks dead on the beach?
Oh, yeah, when he was just laying
those?
down, looking up. He's got something over his eyes. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Let me read some of these comments here. For no reason, we miss you. We miss you too, buddy. I don't understand why he did it. Thought most would want to deploy it in not a real war like the Eastern Front or something. Like it was an insurgency and not infantry either. And he was so high he would not even see much of anything. Was he anti the war or something? How did he go 2 ranks down? Let's see. They run out of juice to keep the old man going. Yeah, they did run out of juice to keep the old man going. After that debate, dude, the debate fucking sealed his fate. They just couldn't convincingly lie anymore. Women can't rule over men.
They still tried,
That's
though.
gross.
They still tried.
Yeah, I agree. So to answer your question, JD Dallas, the best way, I hope I'm not misspeaking. Again, I'm not a military man. I don't claim to be one, yada, yada, yada. But from my understanding, what's going on, Tony Blundetto from Kick, Kamala is going to win. Shut the fuck up. It's going to be funny watching you guys melt down. Dude, no one's going to melt down. Bet me on it. But JD Dallas, to answer your question, so he was... Tim Walz was able to claim that he was that commander, master sergeant, because they essentially promoted him to that. However, if he wanted to retain that rank, one, he needed to stay. The way that they're explaining it is they promoted him, but because he didn't do the coursework necessary to retain the rank, they demoted him when he retired. I mean, he was still able to retire, get his pension and all that other shit, I think. So, like, it's not like he did anything wrong, per se. I mean, the only thing that he's doing wrong is lying. He's lying about what he did. He's lying about the rank. So that's how that happened. So Tony Blundetto, brown man laughing emoji, very funny. They ran out of adrenochrome. Yeah, I mean, they just they extract that from all those dead babies or something, scared babies. All those scared babies are coming from across the border. So it's a lot of brown adrenochrome. All right, well, yeah.
I mean, it'll never stop being funny that like Kamala's running on all these things. I mean, they're trying to like ding him for like, oh, Trump said he was trying to make tips tax free, and then Kamala's like, I'm gonna make tips tax free. It's like, then do it right now.
Yeah,
you're in office.
Yeah, all this shit is
now.
funny. Like, especially there was an article. I don't have it pulled up. We're not going to go over on the show. But she's like, we're going to be tough on the border. I'm like, dude, you're literally the border czar. You've been the border czar like the first year of the presidency, the so-called presidency, or the second year. Like it, in like on her own website, like on her campaign website, she doesn't have any stated positions whatsoever. She's not advertising a single one of them.
No, all she's doing is like, we're just Joe Biden, but with a lady now.
Pretty much. And like, do people really want more of that? I don't think so. But just to add more insult to injury, my son, 19, was killed in Iraq serving in the military unit Tim Walz abandoned. I'll never trust Kamala Harris's VP pick, who took the coward's way out. So again, this is not my view. And I feel like this type of rhetoric is going to ramp up after the convention in Chicago. So the RNC convention already happened. I mean, it's kind of a miracle that they fucking had it, because Trump wasn't, he almost died and he might not have made it there.
The libertarian one too.
Yeah.
That one happened a couple months ago.
Oh, no one knows. I didn't even fucking know, dude.
But Trump was there.
Was that their convention? I thought that was just just some like conference.
No, it was the libertarian convention.
Oh, okay.
It was the one that like it was the one like Tim Pool was at, and a bunch of other guys. They were all making it a big deal.
Of course, Tim Pool would be there.
He's an enlightened centrist.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. So I think we talked about this earlier. Why calling Trump weird is freaking Republican. Yeah. So this is a fedora wearing Reddit post. Let's hear what the Redditors Top Cop Kamala, the username. Ugh, God. Because it's digging up old trauma from their high school days of being relentlessly bullied for being weird. And that's a good thing. We need to bully these fucking weirdos, and we need to remind them they are fucking losers. We need to destroy any amount of self-confidence they may have and put them back into submission. It sounds really sexual to me. They think it's okay for them to go around spouting their weird shit in public. Back in high school, they would have been mocked and ridiculed and bullied relentlessly. And there would be no way for them to escape it. So they would learn to keep that shit to themselves and not bother other people. But now that they're adults and think they can do whatever they want, we need to show them they're still fucking losers. The ultimate goal is to bully them so hard they are afraid or ashamed to vote. Or even better, bully them into self-deletion. Oh, that doesn't sound really nice. I know, right? Whoa.
No.
Whoa. We need to get these weirdos out.
This just reminds me of people talk about like the movie premise of like bring back the or do a time travel movie with like a 1980s bully from a movie and then have him be in modern day. and just like make fun of everybody and how, people are sensitive and blah blah blah. And it's just like, I thought at least that Reddit was the platform where it's like, no, it's a safe space, we're nice to everybody. And it's like, oh, that doesn't sound like that's the case. You're talking about a suicide over there, as if that was I don't agree with you.
175
Very rough.
upvotes. This is posted in this might have been a comment in Our Politics. Yeah, this is a comment in Our Politics. I guess an article why calling Trump weird is freaking Republicans out. No, it's not really freaking us out. I mean, I think this really does lend credence to what I was saying earlier. Like, these people are not interested in civil discourse or sober discussion about public policy. These people really want to destroy us. They really want to destroy you. They want you gone, like physically gone, 6 feet under. The scientific community that I have been introduced to fairly recently, like, this is them. These people share those beliefs. There's a lot of overlap between the Democratic Party, libtards, the science obeyers, the science worshiper people. There's a lot of overlap here. And yeah, shame is a common tactic that is deployed by the Democratic Party and its voters. I mean, like, prior to all this, I mean, like, that's why, they were saying, like, Trump supporters are deplorable, that they're racist, that they're incels, and they got tiny dicks and all this other shit. Like, it's just a way to shame people because of who they support or who they vote for. It's like, well, I don't want people to think I got a tiny dick, so I guess I'm not going to vote for Trump, or, whatever. I mean, it doesn't really work that way, but they want to make people afraid to openly support these things and to be enthusiastic about these things, because it's only us where a lot of the shit is only applied to. Like all the videos of, like, political violence, not like serious violence, but like people getting beat up, getting their hats stolen, getting spit on, getting drinks thrown at them and shit. Like, all that happened to Trump supporters. And that kind of behavior was promoted and endorsed indirectly by, regime media propagandists. And we're seeing a lot more of that.
I was to say, the story of the lady that was wearing "Make Bitcoin Great Again," she got assaulted.
Make Bitcoin great again?
Yeah, like it was like a faux MAGA hat, and somebody still assaulted her because she had it on.
Oh, yeah. I've seen those. I think there was one that was, like, kind of boomery. It's like, LOL, it made you look, or something like that, but it looked like a Trump hat.
Right.
Let's see.
Probably a couple of those, but that's the thing. A lady got assaulted over it, and it was like, that wasn't even a MAGA hat.
Nope. Yeah, I mean, dude, they got their orders, bro. What was that word? Stochastic terrorism. I mean, it's not terrorism, but it's like stochastic political violence. Let's see. Just making fun is what the nice kids did. Let me see. A 1980s bully would hospitalize people, and I understand why it's such a big deal. I know. All these MAGA people are like 60-plus-year-old boomers that don't know what trans, anime, or what pink hair is, but they are somehow the weird ones. Yeah, you're correct, Green Ghost. Yeah, these friendly boomers, these friendly older gentlemen and women. I mean, they're just facing like a wrath, a torrent of fucking nerd rage from these losers on Reddit. They want you afraid. Hold on, for no reason. They want you afraid. Fear is the mind killer. It is. It really is. I agree. All right. Well, let's move on. Harris campaign admits Waltz misspoke about past military career as stolen Valor criticisms. I don't know about you, Cheese, but I think if you steal Valor, it kind of makes you weird, dude. Like, you claim to be a warrior? You're weird, bro.
I'm not playing that game. Fuck you.
I know. Vice President Harris, presidential campaign, admitted Friday that her running mate, Governor Tim Walz, misspoke about his past military service as a growing chorus of critics accused him of stolen valor. Governor Walz would never.
So now we're giving them the benefit of the doubt.
I'm not. I absolutely refuse. What he did was deliberate.
No, that's what I'm saying. But this article is where it's like he misspoke. Okay,
oh, it was
guys,
an accident.
relax.
Like he didn't mean to do it. Please quit making fun of him. And we'll even be nice to JD Vance. We'll stop calling him weird if you stop saying that Governor Walz has stolen valor. Like, well, let's make no deal, bitch. So the campaign says Governor Walz would never insult or undermine any American service to this country. In fact, he thanks Senator Vance for putting his life on the line for our country. It's the American way, Team Harris said in a statement. In making the case
Oh,
for,
that's so cute.
I know, right? Well, and then I like how it's like they go like it's really they butter you up, but then they just take a shit on you here. In making the case for why weapons of war should never be on our streets or in our classrooms, oh fuck off. The governor misspoke. He did handle weapons of war and believed strongly that only military members trained to carry those deadly weapons should have access to them. Fuck you. Unlike Donald Trump and JD Vance, who prioritizes the gun lobby over our children. It's like we will never criticize JD Vance's service. I mean, he's so honorable and did an honorable thing for the country, but he puts gun lobbies over dead kids. He wants dead kids.
There's no. I don't believe that there's a gun lobby. Like, there's no. That doesn't exist.
I don't either. You know, now that you mention it, I don't either. Yeah, like, where are these
We don't see
gun
gun
lobbies?
advertising on TV.
Yeah, I wish somebody point me to a gun lobby. I would love to give them money. I would love to support them. Fuck, I'd love to do
Well, they want to
strategy
say
for
the
them.
NRA is one.
Fuck the NRA. They're a bunch of Mitt Romney